So this was the outside right before we walked inside of Team Labs. The first one we went to was a forest. So I don't know how to explain it, but there's just like this zen noise, like you're on another planet. You can see in the mirror, there's plenty of people there. We went in September, so um, we were trying to avoid the summer rush. However, the peak season in Japan is cherry blossom season. So they say it kind of changes. The locals did. So I found that pretty interesting. But that was pretty much it for that one. There was just a bunch of zen. This is us walking towards the next portion, which is the immersive rooms. Walk, walk, walk. It was really dark. My camera had some issues uploading. However, we are here. This was pretty packed, so at the very beginning, they kind of rush you to get to the end, so it was hard to focus. But think of a completely dark room and then just put these lights on the wall. It was pretty cool. So there's an app that you can do. I'll try to see if I can put the app on the notes. But there's like an app you can download to kind of interact with the walls. So you'll see in another room where like people drew something and it became on the walls. So this wasn't really it. Just think of a safari, like a digital safari, and that's what this was. So it was still pretty cool. I liked it. But after a while, you tend to just walk and see the same stuff. However, it was still pretty enjoyable. Everyone had a good time. You could see us posing there. There was, fish on the floor. Some cases, it like reacted to what you touch, like whether it was your foot or your hand. Like, oh, perfect timing. Look, she touched the wall. There's Ellie. Hello, Ellie. Touch the wall, and like the little cells moved. I'm calling that cells. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Bring hand sanitizer because there's a lot of children touching things. This was another one. I don't really remember what this was called. However, however, it was basically just lit up like pools to walk up. This is just more immersive stuff. This kind of went along with what you touched at the bottom, depending on where you were. It was pretty inconsistent. You can see I tried to like step on a lizard or something and it splat. So I would never do that in person, of course, but you can kind of see what's going on here. Lots of people, a little break time for Elle, and there's me, deuces. There's a trampoline right here, so this was interactive. And we're debating on going. She didn't want to go, so I had to do it. So hey, can you hold my camera? Oh please, please hurry! It's my turn. It's my turn. Hold my camera, please, and I'll go jump. So this is me jumping on. Boop boop, splash splash. There you have it. There's that. Smiles. Here's another place. This is people like walking on, obviously these like dots, colors, act like it's in water. There's different terrain. So this is what I was telling you about. You can draw something, draw an animal, and it'll come to life. So this, if you have the app, this is how it connects. Pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. Now this was amazing. You can see there was so many people there. This was the garden area. There was a bunch of hanging, what's it called? Hanging orchids, I believe. Hanging orchids. It just looked good. It looked cool. You can see here, there's a bunch. Trying to zoom in on some so you can see like, yeah, flip it a little bit, yeah. But you can see it was just a good time. Good people. The energy was great. The zen was great. The pictures were even better. So this is Ellie just enjoying her time. Yes, but just different. The flowers are different. Great. It's amazing how they take care of them because sometimes orchids are hard to take care of for some people. There's us, smile, deuces, pieces, mirror. We love that. More mirror. Just trying to joke around a little bit, but you see, this was really cool, very bright, and great for pictures, great for lighting, for all my types of people. All right, so you can see the shoes are off. Now, this is us walking towards the water area, the water planet, whatever you want to call it. And it's pretty cool. They make you take off your shoes and socks so you can get all the senses there. So I got some gaiters for feet, so at least it was dark, so people wouldn't have to see me. But this entrance was pretty long. I assume just because there's a bunch of water involved. There's probably some some way you have to build a building. Who knows? However, when you first go up, there is basically a hill you climb. Sorry for the camera; it's trying to adjust, but it's basically like a waterfall. So this kind of sets everything off. I don't know the science behind it, but I think they did this first to soften our feet so we can feel the energy that they're trying to provide and work with all our other senses. I'm not a doctor, right? So I don't really know. I'm sure we can, just use ChatGPT, but this was pretty cool. This is a workout, and it's kind of unfortunate sometimes because some people want to take pictures, like you saw there, and it might hold up the line. Thankfully, we weren't in a rush, as well as there weren't people behind us. But do expect people to be stopping and taking photos because this is very popular. Like I said earlier, especially if you're going during cherry blossom season. So this we're still walking in. Whenever you get done with one experience, you get towels like you see here, and then you just got to wipe your gaiters. Here we're walking to the next one. And what's nice about this is like there was different, I don't know, like terrain, different kind of flooring. So it's really dark, so it's gonna be hard to see, but like it's basically like walking on clouds. That's the best way I can explain it. You can kind of see there, like you kind of sunk in a little bit, but it didn't like, I don't know, like just think of like a leather bean bag or something like that. So but very soft. Probably a bad explanation, but yeah, hopefully you feel what I was trying to say. Go down some stairs for more water. See, like I said, some people like stopped and read word for word what um, I guess like the experience or what they're trying to feel or interpret here, but feel free to walk by them. It's not an issue. Just hopefully you're not the one in the middle of the hallway. So this was the crystal room. Very cool, very cool. Initially, it was kind of hard to determine where we were, kind of like a horror movie. Hello, Ellie. Hello, me. But it was very cool. There's people to direct you, like you see there. There's two ways to go, and there's like a big room at the end. But it was very, very cool. Very cool. We really liked it when it started to change colors and such. Definitely a different experience. I don't think I necessarily needed my shoes and socks off for this one. However, like I said, it's dark, like you see there, so you can't see my gators, and my dog won't bark at you. I am referring to my feet. But yeah, like you see, it just continued to change colors. Hello, me. Hello, her. And just cool. And there's really good pictures you can take here too. Um, but there was another room that was basically like a big bath. So we're walking into, like, I call it big bath. Don't know the actual name, but it's like you're swimming with the fishes, swimming with the sharks. So they're not real, of course. It's just on a projector, but um, basically up to your calf is what gets wet. So that's what you can expect. Don't fall. I did see some people fall, and especially the children fall. You might not like leaving that area with fully wet clothes. It's not really the intent. But there you can kind of see what's going on. All the fishies swimming around. Camera didn't zoom. Blah. There's me. There's her. Deuces. But yeah, this is really good. This is kind of hard to find the exit sometimes. This was my favorite, right? If you're going to go here, make sure you get pictures and all the photos you can. The lighting is great, and it's just a cool experience because all the, as you can see, all the big balloons, I'm going to call it. But changes colors, great photos, great experience. This was another room. This is right after the people who were like drawing the animals. You just if you go in every single ball, it makes like a fun noise at the end. If you hit everyone, connecting all the matching ones. So this is fun. Just make sure you got a little bit of balance. You don't need to be some crazy athlete to do